foggy, cold, going to be rainy day today, according to the weather. So, dressed appropriately. Yesterday I didn't need a coat at all. Today I need one. Had a great open forum last night. I enjoy conversation, and I enjoy modeling good conversation. Conversation isn't about talking. It's about listening. It's about stimulating a response from people. You heard me tell the story, maybe you didn't, of Dr. Bernie Siegel, who had a cancer support group that he held in an auditorium at a hospital. And all he did was introduce the evening and invite people up to the microphone to tell their cancer survival story. He did nothing, just barely facilitated it. At the end of the night, as he was shaking everyone's hands as they were leaving the auditorium, one of the things they said was, "Wow, that was one of the best evenings I ever had," just complimenting him. And he kept thinking, wait a minute, I really didn't do anything. I opened up the night, I passed the microphone to people, and then I closed out the night and said goodbye, see you next week. And he just let people talk. And what they did was they saw a man facilitating, stimulating, and prompting conversation. And the result was, wow. What if, and was there one of the saints that said this, seek more to understand than to be understood, right? And that seems weird with me saying that because I talk a lot when I hit record. This channel is about me talking. And then going to an open forum format, and I've done this before, where I go live, you know this, you've watched me over the years, go live and then teach for an hour or two. But recently, just going live and listening more than I'm talking. What an interesting phenomenon. What an absolutely interesting phenomenon. You can get your teaching from the Daybreak Show, the Rise and Shine episodes, the interviews, conversations that I have. But when I go live and I call it an open forum, there's an energy that takes place. And people are so nice to each other. And someone made a comment last night about how nice everyone is. And it's good to gather together and not talk about lockdowns and masks and all this kind of stuff. And people are loving conversation. I used to have parties. I told you this story a week or two ago. I'd call people I know, single people I know, and say, come to my house tonight, 7 o'clock, we're having a party. Men bring something to drink, women bring something to eat. And about 70 people showed up. 70 in my house. 70 people. At the end, and the only thing I paid for was like paper plates and some forks and napkins, plastic cups, a few bags of ice, basic hosting stuff. At the end of the night, like between, let's say between 11 and 12 when people were departing, they were saying, "Oh, thanks, this was a great party. I didn't do anything. I did nothing except come on over and bring something." So it hardly cost me anything, but people were saying it was a great party. And then there were people who stayed around after the party kind of ended, and they helped clean up. So literally when I went to bed, or when I woke up the next morning, there was no trace of 70 people in my house. Literally, people were sweeping, mopping, cleaning stuff up, cleaning the counters. There's people, I took my trash out, put my dining room table, made it look normal again, made my kitchen look normal, fluffed up my pillows on the furniture, and literally no trace of a party the next day. All I did was facilitate a good time. What is a party without good conversation? Did all 70 people know each other? No. Because when I invite people to a party, I always say, hey, bring a friend or two. I don't care if they bring a girlfriend or if it's a first date or whatever, like my guy friends. The lady friends would bring a boyfriend, or they came by themselves. Maybe they ended up talking to a guy or something. But everyone always had a good time. No one ever left saying, wow, that was a drag. So maybe try that sometime. Have a party. Invite people. Just, if you know 10 people, invite them over. Put on some great music, party music of some type. You'll have a good time. And I like to consider the open forums. I've only done 2 of them so far, like what I did last night. I like to consider them kind of like a virtual party. People had a good time. Some people had a cigar. Some people fired up a pipe. A lot of people had like a cup of tea. Some people had their adult beverages with them. And it generated a life of its own. Because people are dying for connection. I'll never forget the story of Dr. Andrew Weil, who's a guy that I respect. He's got some good ideas. Let's get real. And he was very successful with his TV series many, many years ago. His books, millions and millions and millions sold. I think every single one of his books was a bestseller. And he moved, I guess, out in the desert or something to that effect. He was out in the desert, had a compound and so forth. And then he said in one of his videos, I think when he turned 70, he talked about this, because I believe he's now 80, if I'm not mistaken. When he turned 70, he wanted to move back into town and have community with people. So he would literally go to a cafe and sit there and read the paper with other old men and talk and be just a dude. He wasn't Dr. Weil. He wasn't surrounded by fanboys. He wanted to live in a town where he could just get up and go out and walk somewhere and sit down and have breakfast or whatever. And for him, community was important. And it's important as we get older. That's why you see this increase in these business, like these home helpers. They all have like these names like home helpers or professional paid companions to stop by and visit grandma, grandpa, mom, or dad. Because what it does is community. And I think the last year has been pretty shitty, if you ask me, as far as locking people up in rehabs and nursing homes. That's been horrible. And it's part of the pandemic. Do not kid yourself. And many people have been starved of attention in the past year. And we let it happen. You know why? Because we fear. Because we have fear in us. That's why. And people are starving for attention. And it's not just attention, but being attended to. There's a huge difference. Social media has fed the attention monster in a lot of people. But think about it. Look at the word, the root word in the word attention. It's attend. Attending to people. Who are you attending to? And who is attending to you? Have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow on the Daybreak Show. I love you, man. I really do. See you tomorrow.
Deep in the shadows, I know it's hard to put one foot in front of the other. So far as the echo, where do we start? You can learn to discover a million stars. Here in the shadows, I know you're scared. Take my hand, together we'll make a stand. We've got to fight to find a way. Dare to fall to find out what to say. No more hate. Just admit that you're just afraid. Time to let go of all your fears and pride. Stand up beside me, don't you hide. We can build a better place. If we can just find a way, then we can live a better day. Rise from the ashes, from the anger, from the war. Let's come together, lift your spirit for the cause. We should be equal, should be living free. All together, one and all, let's build a dream. Just admit that you're just afraid. Let go of all your fears and pride. Stand up beside me, don't you hide. We can build a better place. If we can just find a way, then we can live a better day. 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 Rise from the ashes, from the anger, from the war. Let's come together, lift your spirit for the cause. We should be equal, should be living free. All together, one and all. All together, one and all. All together, one and all. Let's live a better day.